They refused to acknowledge until very late that anyone could be upset about inflation, and they just kept telling us that his presidency was historic and it was the greatest economy ever. We just heard him again say that it's the greatest economy ever.
Pod Save America is a program that, I guess it's a podcast with a lot of former Obama advisors. These are all far left, sort of asexual, can't get a boner losers. And here they are now, they're going after Biden because they need excuses.
Joe Biden's decision to run for president again was a catastrophic mistake. It just was. And he and his inner circle, they refused to believe the polls. They refused to believe he was unpopular. They refused to acknowledge until very late that anyone could be upset about inflation. And they just kept telling us that his presidency was historic and it was the greatest economy ever. We just heard him again say that it's the greatest economy ever. Clearly, 70, 80% of voters don't believe that. They don't believe that about their own personal financial situation, but they just keep telling us that. And then after the debate, the Biden people told us that the polls were fine. And Biden was still the strongest candidate. And they were privately telling reporters at the time that Kamala Harris couldn't win. So they were shivving Kamala Harris to reporters while they told everyone else, not a time for an open process, and his vice president can't win, so he's the strongest candidate. Then we find out when the Biden campaign becomes the Harris campaign, that the Biden campaign's own internal polling at the time when they were telling us he was the strongest candidate showed that Donald Trump was going to win 400 electoral votes. That's what their own internal polling said.
I'm sorry, there's just no way that guy can get a boner. I'm just saying, that's it. Do you want some analysis on that? So some analysis might be, dude, get a mirror. This isn't Joe Biden's fault, right? There's actually a pretty good chance that Joe Biden would be president right now, as horrible as it was, as horrible as his mental state is and everything else. And by the way, since you're all former Obama staffers, you're only saying that now because Obama's basically given you the wink to go ahead and say it, right? Obama's experiment and coup with Kamala Harris failed. You don't want to blame Obama and Kamala, right? If you blame Kamala, that's basically blaming Obama. So now you're blaming the guy that you guys all forced out. It's all so pathetic.